I've got a couple of accessories that I purchased for my DJI Osmo Pocket 3, and I'm going to do a quick review on each one of these and show you exactly why I purchased these. First accessory I'm going to talk about is this protective cover that goes over the case that you get with the Pocket 3. So if you see, this comes in the kit for the camera, and it's got this little hole right here that it's actually designed for your microphone to fit right there in the notches. So if you're wanting to carry just the camera and the microphone, but I'm never really going to carry my microphone that way. So I got this protective case that actually goes in that slot, and then it covers the back side of this camera. I just didn't want the gimbal moving around, because even in this case, if it's not fully seated, the gimbal can still move around. And I want to keep that completely stationary. The contents in this kit are right here on the table. And you get this front cover piece. It's got two pieces of padding right here, and it's got the hinge section that attaches into the DJI cover. They give you this choice of these two little rubber bands, and I really like this cover because you're able to attach it here and here, and that stops this from just opening up. Some of these that I saw, they just kind of flip down, and there's nothing to kind of keep it closed on there. Installation is pretty simple. You just line up this into the front part of that case, push till you hear it click, and now you're done. Depending on which one of these you want to use, you can just snap this on. And like I said, I'm just going to use this one. It looks like they kind of give you two different adjustments there. To me, it just fits perfectly just right there. And that just stops this from opening up. So I'll put the camera in there now, so you can see how this completely covers your camera, and that rubber tab there kind of helps this from opening up, and I don't believe that gimbal is going to be able to move around in there. With this front cover on, it does still fit here in the case. So if you're interested in to think that it's going to be too bulky, can't fit that back in there, I do have the microphone out, and I do have this piece out right now, but I have tested it with all of that. This accessory here is for the Pocket 3 charging adapter folding base. And I'm going to show you why this is superior to the one that you get that only has the Q20. If you've not seen this before, if you've opened the kit, this is not a battery. This is just pretty much allowing you to have a charge port on the side here or on the back, and then have a Q20 right there. This base right here is definitely better than that, because this one's made out of aluminum, and it has an area where you can use the Q20, which is right here in the bottom, or you can flip these out and you can use the finger mount. Unlike this one here, you're not able to use the finger mount at all. Another thing that this allows you to do is it's stable on a table standing up. This thing right here tends to want to teeter left and right and front and back. And for me, there's some cases where I want to set the camera down and have it just sit without having to worry about it falling over. The other thing it does is it allows that same charge port to be here on the back side. So it's multifaceted, where it can do all of these things that this one cannot, in my opinion. Main thing too being that these little finger mounts can come down. There's a lot of mounts that use that, and I wanted to be able to have that same versatility. And you can even look at the difference in size to have this in your kit, because this doesn't really do anything. It may kind of extend the handle just a little bit, but it's not very useful in my opinion. So that's why I felt like this was definitely much better. The other thing that's neat about this is these two tabs are held up by magnets. So if you're wondering, if I hold it like this, will it fall down? They won't. And you can see there's a little magnet right there. And it's got one of those on each side. I can turn that one right there. That's kind of holding that in place. I'll put the camera on that one for you so you can see. Same as you would, you're going to just push until you hear that click. And then now you actually have a stable base for the camera to stand up on. And I could show you from the example, trying to just put this base on, it would not stand there. it'll just fall over. And I do have a cloth on the table, so that's, you know, impacting a little bit on the stability, but you can easily see using the same cloth here, I'm able to just set this camera. I don't know if I got that clicked in. Just set the camera down and it's not falling over like it was with the other base. So this is why I chose this. Again, being able to use the 1/4-20 and then being able to pull these tabs to use any finger mount. In the same box, you do get this mount with this thumb screw here. This is, the brand is K&F Concept. They have a whole series of accessories that this goes into, but they didn't supply any other accessories for you to use this. But you could probably figure out a way to use this same mount if you wanted to, or you can buy additional accessories that they offer as well. The next accessory I'm going to show you is these microfiber pouches. This is not specific to the DJI camera, but there are some cases where I may not have this case, or I may not want to put it in the case itself, the zipper case that the Pocket 3 came with. So I may want to just put it in some type of a microfiber pouch like this. Not the best way to transport the camera because this gimbal is very sensitive here. But if you're going to do that, you could at least put it in one of these microfiber pouches, especially if you're just going somewhere real simple where you just want to protect the camera. So I did that for this camera, and I may also put the Action 5 Pro in one of these, just depending on how I'm carrying it that day or what I'm going to do with it. So these were just little standby pouches that I may also still put in my kits just to have on standby. These are also good to clean surfaces on the camera. I wouldn't use the exterior. I would use the inside just to make sure you don't have any dirt or debris if you've got to wipe something off, like fingerprints or something off the camera. If I wanted to use the microfiber to put it back in the case to take up a little bit less space, that's how I would just show you that, to use a little bit of caution, because the gimbal is not really supported, but it does give you a little bit more space inside this case without using the hard case that it comes with. And it looks like it's a little bit easier to zip close. The last accessory I'm going to cover is this glass protection kit by C-Nova. I did this exact same kit on the Action 5 Pro. You could watch that video as well, and those fit to me pretty well. And I only did the touchscreen on front and rear for that camera. This kit does come with the glass cover for the touchscreen and for the lens. And I'm really not going to put anything over the field of view right now at this moment, so I am at least going to install this one over the touchscreen, and I'll open up that kit, show you everything it comes with. This is everything that comes in the kit. You're going to get the guide stickers, 2 sets of those, 2 sets of those dust absorbers. You get 2 covers for the touchscreen, 2 covers for the camera lens, 2 sets of the wet and dry wipes, 2 cloths, and they give you this thing for their app if you want to register for that. I'm going to go through the steps on how to put that cover on this touchscreen. This is everything you'll need out of the kit to do just this one touchscreen. So you're going to have to get 1 set of the wet and dry wipes. You're going to get that little cleaning cloth there, get your guide stickers and your dust absorber, and you're going to need 1 glass protector. Before you start any of the cleaning process, make sure that you understand which is the orientation of this glass. This one's pretty simple. It should go just like that. But also keep in mind that this is the back that you're going to be peeling. So check that orientation and fitment so you can see how does it line up on the touchscreen there before you do any cleaning. Open up the wet wipe area and start to clean the entire face of this touchscreen, going all the way over the edges. This camera is relatively new, a couple of days old, so I'm not as concerned about how much may be off to this edge here, but you want to just double check that while you've got this out, because sometimes dust and dirt could be off on that edge. Open up step 2, the dry wipe. Go back over the screen. Again, keep going over those edges. Make sure you've got that wiped down and everything is nice and dry. If you see any dust on the screen, now would be a good time to use that dust absorber You can also just kind of dab across it just to double check there's nothing else there. I've already got the guide stickers on the glass. Keep in mind the tab that was already on there should be to the back. You're going to peel that off. Make sure your guide stickers are nice and tight. And then you're going to align the glass. Keep in mind there's a tab here on the screen, so you want to watch out for that. And then you should see the air bubbles release out of that screen. Now you're ready to take these guide stickers off. You're going to apply pressure across that glass there, trying to make sure there's any other air bubbles. Just kind of pushing them out to the sides. Take the cloth and go back over the glass and just put a light amount of pressure there and trace over the glass. All right, last thing you want to do is check the sensitivity of the touchscreen. Make sure everything is still working as it should. Basically just using all functionality. And it seems to me like everything is working the way it was designed. No issues with the touchscreen. That completes my review of the accessories that I purchased for my Osmo Pocket 3. If you're interested in any of these products, I will have links in the description and comments below. Hopefully this information was useful or helpful for you. And if it was, please subscribe and share. And that's to the point.